Sid, what you doing? Gonna ignore me? Fine. I'm not gonna help you make your videos anymore, you fake filmmaker.
So I've always wanted to film a scene where you're using one actor to play two characters in the same scene, but also have the camera move at the same time. That kind of camera movement adds to the suspension of disbelief, and I've always wanted to try that. And so we're gonna be trying that today. Oh, and we'll be using some pretty cool products from Edelkrone. Sweet. Okay, so here's the setup. So basically, I've programmed the slider to move from left to right. Simple enough, right? But I've also programmed the tilt head to pan from right to left as the slider goes from left to right. So basically, the panning action is gonna look like this. And all that is controlled by the Edelkrone app. And so I'll be filming two sequences. The first one will be me laying on the ground playing with my phone, and at the same time, the slider and the tilt head will be moving in action. Once I'm ready for another take, I'm actually gonna go to the staircase and walk over here, interact with myself, and then walk off. And at the same time, the slider and the tilt head will be doing that same exact action. And that way, I can easily put those two sequences in the same scene when I edit and post. I hope that makes sense. I think it makes sense to me. You know, I'll just show you.
Hey Sid, what you doing? Gonna ignore me? Fine. I'm not gonna help you make your videos anymore, you fake filmmaker.
Since it was filmed in one take, I split the two sequences and laid a clip on top of the other. In this instance, I put the clip that I thought would be the easiest to rotoscope on the top, and I'll get to that in a second. On the top clip, I put the opacity down to 50% so that it would be easier for me to time out the action of the scene. Once I was happy with the timing, I selected both clips, right-click, and sent those bad boys to After Effects. From there, I simply rotoscoped myself on the top clip and did that frame by frame. Once I was happy with that, I sent those clips back to Premiere to do some color correction and color grading, and came out with this.
Fine. I'm not gonna help you make your videos anymore, you fake filmmaker.
Oh, hi Mark, it's me. So I'm gonna show you the Edelkrone products that I use to make this shot. This is the Slider 1 version 2, and essentially it is a minimalist slider that you can take anywhere and has all the slider mechanics inside the slider itself, so that's pretty cool. This is where you place your camera or a ball head, and it is powered by the Canon LP batteries, and so those batteries are pretty good. You don't even have to turn it on. All you have to do is just put the battery onto the slider and it's already powered on. And then from there, you can control it with the app, which we'll get to in just a second. Here are other ports to control the camera, and this is the time-lapse port. I haven't really tried that yet, but that's what it's for. But overall, has a really cool, sleek, minimalist design, and I really like it. There is a bit of weight to it for such a small slider, so keep that in mind if you are traveling somewhere. The next one, this is called the Head 1. I think I called this the Tilt Head earlier. Totally incorrect. This is called the Head 1. I'm so sorry. There's things happening near, I think there's a auto garage nearby, and they don't really care that I'm filming a YouTube video. Yeah, not one bit. All right, we're just gonna power through. Okay, oh, they stopped. Thank you. And essentially what this does is that it adds motion to your camera movement. And so for example, I'm gonna put this on top of the slider, and because of the 3/4 thread, I can just easily, oh my. Okay, so I'm just gonna screw this onto the slider. You don't wanna tighten it all the way, and there's a reason for that. And basically, in this setup, it allows panning action to your camera movement. And you can program that pan in the mobile app. Just like the Slider 1, it is powered by a Canon LP battery. No power buttons on the Head 1. Just simply attach the battery, and it's on. Just like the Slider 1, there are ports to control your camera and time-lapse as well. And so the last product I wanna talk about is the Flex Tilt Head 2. And this is pretty awesome because it's supposed to replace the ball head of a tripod. Oh, let me just reset. Oh boy, okay. It's not easy filming from this angle, but I'm gonna go for it. So the Flex Tilt Head is pretty interesting because you can actually move the tilt head and put your camera on here. Here's a view of it that way so you can take a look. And you can either tilt down or pan your camera. I really like the design because, well, for one, it's unique, and you can still do shots that you would on a traditional ball head, but I like the minimal, sleek design, and I love how it fits perfectly onto the Head 1. Okay, so here is the 3/4 thread right over here, and I'm just gonna simply screw it on top. And if you want to, you can actually bring this thing up so that you can line the screw with the Flex Tilt Head, just like so. And see how it just fits perfectly with the Head 1? That was obviously intentional. And so it just makes for a really cool setup, I think. And so to attach the camera, simply lift the flex tilt head base right over here. And so you have a wheel over here to help screw in your camera onto the base plate. And so we're gonna do that right now. Let's put this guy here. And there you go, there's your camera. And if I wanted, I can just raise it up so I can level it out. If I wanted to do a shot where I want to shoot at the stars or whatever, do a time lapse there, then I can point the camera up. I can do a top-down shot if I wanted to, if I wanted to focus on a product. Basically, I could put it in any angle that I want, and I can pan left to right. Again, it just makes for a really cool, sleek setup. All right, let's show you how this thing works. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up with the app. There's the Edelkrone app right over there. And so now it's automatically detected the slider one and the head one. So that's really cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna control the slider by moving the joystick on the screen. So I'm gonna go left. I lift it up and it stops. I can move it back if I wanted to. Pretty cool. And so now watch me pan. I'm gonna pan right, and I'm gonna pan left. Okay, so now I'm gonna program this thing. So I'm gonna slide it over here because this is my first position. And so now I'm going to record that position by pushing pose number 1 and holding it. Now that's recorded. So now I'm gonna record the second position. So I'm gonna slide all the way to the right. So the slider will be in that second position. But now I also want to pan the camera to the left. So let's pan. So that is the position I want the slider and the head one to be at. So now I'm gonna record that position by holding pose 2. And now it's recorded. Okay, so now for the fun part. To put all that in action, all I have to do is tap both poses. And now the slider one and the head one will do those 2 positions on a loop as I do my scene. The cool thing is that you can actually view the progress of the motion of the slider by looking at the app right over here. So here it goes, going into your key pose number 2. So now it's moving to that position. So cool! You can do some pretty cool things with the app itself, like you can do a time lapse and take a bunch of photos for a long period of time. You can do stop motion, so some really cool things that you can do with the Edelkrone products. If you want to check out more products and what they can do, then definitely check out their sites. Link will be in the description below. I forgot to mention that you can actually control the speed of the camera movement. And so if you want the slider and the head one to move slower, then just drag that slider over there or move it faster. And you can control the ease of when the position starts and stops with this slider over here. It'll be a lot smoother if you move the slider to the left, and a bit more abrupt if you drag the slider to the right. And that's pretty much it, guys. It was a pretty fun thing to do, and I've always wanted to do it, so there you go. Big thanks to Edelkrone for sending me these products to review and play with, and so if you want to check out these products for yourself, then by all means check out the link below. Look at you. Look at you doing your thing. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you did, I appreciate a thumbs up. It does help the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, I would greatly appreciate that. Oh, somebody dropped something. You're fired. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video. I could just watch you all day.